I missed it.
Obey the civil laws.
Love and a social contract. That's all marriage is.
Get a marriage license.
Wait, so then why can't we have gay marriage?
Why does the government?
If you're a Christian, marry
The Bible
in the
does not
church.
condemn gays. It condemns
Get
gay
married by a
sex.
minister.
Gay is,
No.
Gay is an illness.
The Bible
Why
says,
does-
thou
why
shalt
does the
not
government
lie
have
with a
to
man
be
as you would a
part of
woman,
marriage?
lest you be stoned. We can take this in two ways.
It's
You
for
sleep
the
with a guy,
best.
and you then get stoned. Or
Wait,
B,
what's
you
for the
pay
best?
all
What's for
these
the best?
things
Government
and
intervention
if
into
you're
marriage.
stoned.
Oh, yeah.
You know, interpret
Why?
it that
Well,
way.
some people choose not to get a
But no,
Yeah, wait. You were against government
I have
involvement
friends-
like
if you're
20
married,
minutes
you can have
ago.
sex.
I
So
have
you can't be
friends
married
that
'cause
don't
you're
have a
gonna
marriage
sex.
license. I don't think that's very smart, but I'm not denying they're married.
So they are
were
married.
married before God by a
Okay.
minister.
Now what if
And they've made a commitment.
what if they decide not to get married under the government, but they decide to get married by a minister under God, but of a different religion other than Christianity? Are they married?
Yeah,
So God would understand their marriage.
sure.
Now what if
Marriage is for all people. They're still going to hell, but they're married.
Okay.
so what
At
if
least gays can get married now. They're still going to hell, but they can get married.
what if they're
Okay.
non-religious,
Stop.
but they also believe
Yeah,
that?
I'm for gay marriage. We need to get the lesbos and the homos
Like myself.
together and match them up. You know, we can find vaginas.
Yes.
Lesbos.
Let's find all the.
vaginas.
It's an epic quest.
For the homos.
But you don't believe that they should be allowed to marry the same
Gay
sex?
marriages.
We're lesbians.
I have a penis, but I'm a lesbian.
I have a sixth sense. I can seek out vaginas. I'm like a bloodhound.
Okay, we've got another
You're right at home in college then.
Oh look, it's all over her. Thank God for the college girl by Curious Face.
I got my red wings.
What is LUG?
I got my red wings.
Oh, look what's at the top of the list here.
I was ballsy.
Fornication.
You think that's worthy of being tortured forever?
I have not committed a sin. I have not committed a
Not
sin.
torture, it's torment.
According to her
Bible
belief,
So that makes it okay?
It's like having
I
a
was
boner that's
married.
longer
I
than
do not
you
believe in
are.
government intervention into marriages, and I do not believe in religion. So I was married.
God made hell. That means
I was married.
Congratulations!
Lucky lady.
Oh, she's a bitch. We got divorced, and now I'm married to a different chick. But I've been married the entire time I've had sex.
There you go.
You never had sex outside of wedlock.
Yeah.
But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness.
I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I
Coveting?
to people.
Coveting is worthy of
You got it all
torture?
wrong. Coveting is worthy of drink.
Coveting? Our entire economy depends on coveting. Cindy,
Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting,
Is that like dirty
but
talk?
rather giving of thanks. For this ye know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater,
Have sex with whores. They're just fine for
has any inheritance
a fine
in the
horse.
kingdom of God and Christ.
Yeah. Got some nice whores here. I can adjust them however you want.
fresh off the boat.
Bring them up to me. I will praise them. Tell you how much they're worth.
Watch.
I'm not for
I don't touch them myself.
not really.
That's a whoremonger.
So you think coveting is worthy of torture as well? You do realize
I don't
that?
believe in torture. You do.
So what is hell?
Your God
What's the
believes in
experience of
torture.
hell?
Blue
No,
balls
my
for
God
eternity.
doesn't torture anybody.
So what is hell then? What is it? What's the experience of hell?
That was.
I told you to read it. You can read that.
the song
The
Hellfire
answer to that on the
Is it-
website.
I'm curious in your
It's
answer.
blue balls and a
If there
giant erection
is-
that's very sensitive, and you keep ramming it into things, but you
If
can't
there
touch it with your own
is
body.
no
You'll never reach.
hell,
You never
there
reach.
is
No,
no
you never
loving
reach any
God.
type of pleasure. You just keep banging it on things.
You
Can't fix it.
Okay.
Can't find love in a God that has hell.
Climax.
That's hell.
Can be no love in that God.
I have a list of the people that are going to the lake of fire.
Lake of fire, that's not torture. Lake of fire isn't torture.
Preach it.
But the fearful and the unbelieving, gotta control yourself, honey.
Nope. Sorry. It is.
But the fearful
He is lustful.
I have a question. So what if you do like everything according to the Bible, but you do like one thing?
I love how Brother Judge is looking at it.
Well, if you do something wrong, you need to repent and make it right.
No, that was who was paying him?
Okay.
The kid who was sleeping up here, and then
My
so he went over there.
my husband has written a great sermon on the justice of hell.
Oh, good.
They were asking some questions about the justice of hell and believing
I wouldn't call
God
it
is a
justice. I'd call it injustice.
torturer.
Some of it's justice.
So maybe you want to
I feel perfectly
address
fine
that
to
issue,
like
my
child
dear.
rapists and shit to a burning. Not for eternity though. Not for eternity.
I
But
postulate
a good 13 months of
if
Jewish hell.
there is no hell, there is ultimately no justice, and there is no loving God.
I'm comfortable with that.
Obviously, there's a lot of unfinished justice in this world, isn't there? There are mass murderers who never get caught.
Coney 2012.
You know, the wicked often seem rewarded with great prosperity, whereas the humble often suffer poverty and persecution. A lot of unfinished justice. I ask you, was the death of Hitler at his own hand enough to pay for his crimes against humanity? I think not.
He wasn't such a bad guy.
So
He killed everyone.
ultimately, if there's going to be justice,
leader.
Oh yeah.
if there's going to be justice,
Strongest
it has to come in the next life.
But it has to be torture.
Probably the most prosperous
couldn't have been another
country that's ever
alternative?
existed, Nazi Germany.
Think that your infinite God, you couldn't
Pulled them out of
anything
debt
better than
faster than
torture?
we were able to
Okay,
come out of the war
torture.
debt.
What do you perceive the
He pulled a
torture
full on like
of
Gary
hell
Johnson on that fucking
being?
stage.
It depends on the person I'm talking to. But I believe Dean likes to talk about the lake of fire.
Okay, now
Definitely count as torture.
Jesus, when speaking of hell, used metaphors.
All right. So what is your particular interpretation of what the experience of hell is
The
like?
lake of fire. Have what's your name?
Oh, yeah. Come back, Dean.
I'm sorry.
Have you ever met anyone
How dare you?
who believes themselves to have been wrong, and become extremely bitter over it?
Yes.
You know, bitterness can change a person's whole personality. You know, they once had a pleasant personality, delightful to be around. They considered they were wrong, and now they're very unpleasant people. It seems to even affect their countenance. They once had a soft countenance. Now it's bitter. And the whole facial features change.
You're allowed to do that.
See, bitterness is like a fire. It will just consume anything that was once pleasant in your countenance, that was once pleasant in your personality. So you see, people won't stop sinning in hell. They'll still be selfish in hell, and their selfishness will wax worse and worse throughout eternity. It'll eat away or consume anything that was once pleasant about them. So that's the lake of fire. I don't know that there may be a literal element to that, but I don't perceive an actual lake of fire where people are, you know, swimming around in and not consumed. Now, you see, that is,
And they're good at it.
that sort of fire is self-inflicted. You know, people often perceive a situation in the wrong way. And, you know, if someone's wronged you,
711.
you know, put it behind you. You know, don't let it affect the rest of your life. It'll destroy you.
And I can't.
But you think people can't change?
I hate pizza.